Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Game Night here at Heavy Cardboard. I'm your host, Edward.
I'm Kyle.
So, tonight, Winter Court, published by Tom Lehmann, designed by Tom Lehmann, thank you, Vanna, and published by Rio Grande. Rio Grande is also a partner of ours here at Heavy Cardboard, so thanks to Jay and everybody over there for the review copy. As a two-player riff on, I think of it as a battle line type game, or what was it that you mentioned?
Hanami Koji.
Yeah, and Shot and Totten.
Yep.
So it's definitely a riff on that type of two-player tug of war, but very much its own
It's got some clever stuff.
It really does, yeah. So looking forward to bringing this one to y'all. So it's going to be a quick both stream as well as teach in general. 45 minutes probably for everything. So I know you're ready.
Always.
Let's do this. All right. So weather in medieval times was for diplomacy when courts were confined to weather or by weather to single castles. So what do we have? So the tug of war that takes place out here, there are 4 royal court meeples, if you will, which are those 4, and then the other 8 that ain't royal court. All right.
The others, the hangers-on.
Yeah, the courtiers, yes, courtiers, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what is it about this game? So the game is all about this tug of war. The game ends one of 2 ways. It ends immediately if one player tug of wars all 4 of the royals onto their side, or immediately when the final card is drawn.
Yes.
Not when played or anything like that. Or you go to draw and there's no cards. When the last card is drawn, that's it. Then, after that point, it's all about victory points, effectively. And you'll notice that the ruler here is worth 5, all the way down here to the princess, which is worth 2. And all the hanger-ons are worth 1. And then add up whoever has the most, they win the game. Unless all 4 are of the royals are on one player's side, then that player wins immediately. So, over the course of a game, very, very simple. There are a total of 6 different suits. They have 1 to 10. And there is only one...
they're unique cards.
1 to 10, 6 suits. So there's the deck is 60 cards.
Yes.
All right. Now I have these set aside for a particular reason. I'll explain that in a little bit. So on your turn, you effectively can do one of 2 things. You either play a card or pass. So if you play a card, you're going to play 1 card out here onto your side of the board, and then you may draw 1 card. If you choose to pass, you do not play a card out here under your tableau. You must draw 1. You may draw 2.
And keep 1 and discard the other.
Right. Now, when you play a card, where you play the card dictates what suit it can be. Now, they're green, blue, yellow, red, purple, brown. Or lands, might, wealth, devotion, wit, knowledge. So we have wit, we have wealth, we have devotion, so on and so forth.
Yep.
So when you play a card, you play it down, easy enough, done. But when you play a card, whatever that value is, if there is not a card on the opposing side or on your side, then you may play any card of that rank. So just to grab a few off the top here, if I want, here I can play this devotion card onto the lover, and I can do so because it's worth 5 and the other side has 0 and there wasn't anything existing. Now, if on Kyle's turn he does not have to play to that. He could play to any of the others that are out here, but maybe he wishes to play onto the same card. Now, this is going to move, but I'm not talking about that yet. On his turn, he plays a value that must be higher. Can't be equal to, must be higher. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait, I thought they were unique cards, so how could there be a value that's equal to? We'll get to that in a moment. But, so that's the tug of war that is going to go on out here. But as it is, when I played this card, then we're going to move that over to my side, like so. Okay? If then, on a subsequent turn, that the little pawn is on my side, then I can use the special ability that is available based on what courtier that's attached to. Now, the royals do not have any special abilities.
They just got a lot of points.
Yeah, they got a lot of clout. But, as it is, on your turn, you can do whatever the rule breaker is, as long as it was there at the beginning of your turn. So, for instance, when I played that and I took that pawn over to my side, I cannot then use it this turn. I have to wait on subsequent turns.
Yep.
Now, if in our example earlier, Kyle had played that 8 and the pawn is over on my side, it's a 3-position tug of war. So in that case, that's going to move back over to the center.
And your card goes to the discard.
Correct, and that goes out. However, if it was already there, it would then be pulled over to his side.
And
okay.
now I have the power.
Right.
available.
Very, very, very simple in that regard. The important thing to note is anytime you choose to use a power, the special ability, then the tug of war resets to the middle.
Yep.
So it must be on your side. You use it, and that immediately goes back into the middle, like so. However, the card remains.
Yes.
Because then it is possible that on a subsequent turn, because I use that special ability, or maybe I haven't for whatever reason, I want to go ahead and play this 8, I can do that.
Yep.
If so, that card goes away, and if it was on my side, it stays there. If it wasn't, then it will come to my side. If it was on Kyle's side, it would come back to the middle.
Yep.
Very simple in regards to that. Hopefully that is crystal clear. So, play a card. Rank must be higher than the current influence. Shift the pawn or pass. Now, let's circle back here. It says play a card may boost with the same suit. Now, I'm showing these 1, 2s, and 3s for a particular reason. So, for instance, if I played that 9 of wealth, I could boost it with that 1 of wealth. I can play the 1, 2, or 3 as their own individual numbers, or you can basically play a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth card potentially. So even if it were, and I should have been prepared for this, I apologize.
You can boost in the same suit. You temporarily get that bigger number to beat your opponent's number. And then as the rules reference there says, you discard the old card and any boost you use. It's a temporary boost to get you up and over your opponent's card.
Right. So it could be something along the lines of, let's say, it were this. So Kyle had played that. And I'm like, or better yet, Kyle had played that. I then wish to boost it. Now, I do not have, so I could boost the 8 to make it an 11. That's a legit thing.
That's all you need.
But if I had the 1 as well, and just imagine, thank you, this is also a legit play because that now is 11. Whenever you do this, anytime you have this, the 10 is going to go away from Kyle's side, and any cards that you use this boosting go away. So even though I played it as a power of 11, it really only counts as an 8, and the 8 will stay out on my side, etc., etc.
Yep.
All right? Pretty straightforward on that. So, like I said, you play a card or cards if boosted, or pass, and if you pass, you must draw a card. Okay, easy enough to win, as it says there. Very briefly, I'll go ahead and touch on, there are some edge case stuff with all of these little powers, so I'll talk about those here momentarily as well. So, the wizard says, make 2 plays. In other words, you get 2 turns, play 2 cards, 1, finish that one, and then play on another. Okay, easy enough. Now, the knight and the lover are effectively identical, but for different cards. The might says whenever you play a card, you may play a might card, a blue card, with it, even if it's not the same suit. So I could play a green and a blue card by using the knight's power.
Yep.
Very simple on that. The lover works the exact same, except it's for devotion.
And it's not like a boost where that bonus card will go away.
It will stay. So if I played a 6 of land, a green, and a 6 of knight, that's a 12, and that 12 will remain out there. That's pretty big number. So the matchmaker here, some of the locations out here on the board have dual suits, and it gives you an option on which ones you want to play. You want to play might or you want to play devotion. You can play either. However, with matchmaker, you can play the opposite of what's out there. So if on Kyle's turn he had a devotion card out and might is the other, I can go ahead and play the other with it.
Yep.
So, let me get the exact verbiage on this because I want to make sure I get this right on the matchmaker. When playing to a court member that can be influenced by two suits, add a card of the other suit to your play. So I misspoke. It is you can play both.
Yep.
Effectively.
It's kind of like the knight and the lover, but it's agnostic of the specific suit. It's asking, what's A? Play B.
Yes. Okay, so easy enough. Whereas normally you can play A or B, here you can play both if you use the special ability. The charlatan, just discard from an unclaimed courtier. So in other words, let's say that one, it's in the middle, and Kyle had an 8 there, discard it. If I had an 8 there, discard it. Easy enough.
Yeah.
But the key is that has to be in the middle. The steward is draw 2 cards. This is in lieu of at the end of your turn. You can draw 2 cards like at the beginning of your turn, and then play a card, then draw a card. That type thing. Or draw 2 cards, pass.
Draw 2 more cards and pick one more.
Right, yeah, you get the idea. So, a sage. The discards are always visible by players, so you can always choose, and it's an open thing. Choose one of them, show your opponent to add it to your hand.
Yep.
We've already talked about the lover, and the fool says influence with lower. Normally it's got to be a bigger number. This says it's got to be a lower number.
Sneak under it.
Very, very easy. So that's it. So pretty simple. If you have a 2-player, a partner, or something along, or a buddy, this I think is going to hit for a lot of people. So here, I'm just going to take a few. So turn order, sir. I was thinking of Rochambeau.
Okay, I'll take that.
I will take that one. The Queen of Hearts.
Very
Four of
appropriate.
Spades.
Very
right.
appropriate.
Well, I mean.
So.
By the way, all of the royal cards are double-sided, male and female respectively. Our court, just so happens, and maybe not just so happens, it's ruler, and then it is consort, and then a couple of princesses. She looked like a bad mamma jamma, so I was like, yeah, that's got to be. And I was like, you know what, the guys get enough run. So there we go. So the consort is the only male out there. These are not double-sided, however.
They do, in theory, need to go in this order. They are labeled A
through L. Yeah.
There's no like adjacency or anything.
Right.
As a note, as I dealt out, whoever goes first gets 5 cards. Second player gets 6 cards.
All right. So place your bets over under Glory to Rome's 2.5. It's a little early for that. That seems pretty good. Seems a bit aggressive. But you got to dance with the one who brought you. So I think we will go ahead and start with the consort, playing a 6. So that'll come over to my side done.
And
I may draw, and again, you can always count how many. It's a 60 card deck. I think I'll go ahead and draw
There is
one.
actually a little piece in the rulebook about etiquette where if your opponent asks you how many cards you have, you can always count how many are in the deck because
Yes.
it's a game that relies on that.
Yes.
Okay, I will throw a 4 of lands onto the matchmaker. Matchmaker, make me a match. But I will, of course, draw. It's early in the game. Tempo, who cares about tempo right now? Catch me later making mistakes. It'll be great.
You know what? Maybe I make you a little nervous. Maybe I don't. Let's go ahead and play a little 5 on the ruler.
Oh, I love that. I love that for you.
And I choose the draw.
You have directly ran headlong into the play I was going to make.
Okay,
I
well, that works out.
Spend the matchmaker to put a 17 on the ruler.
That's aggressive. So the 5 goes away. To the middle, right? Okay. Wow.
We're old friends.
You go way back, huh?
And that's defensive to put it in the middle. So you need to get under that to even take it to your side. And I will draw at the end of my turn. Quasi over on Twitch says, it looks like Mulan, but due to international copyright law, it's not. It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright law,
Just a giant lizard. Right.
it is not. What's
that?
that, an Austin Powers bit? Very good.
So I certainly... There are things that I want to do. You know what? It's not sexy. It's boostable. It is one of the boosted cards, but I like to just play it by itself.
Play it by itself.
And I will go ahead and draw a card. So, me and the Knigget.
Okay, I will play this 9 on the field.
All right. Do not like.
And I will draw. Easy thing to forget. Always got to remember.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and play the 7 of Knowledge on the Wizard. And I elect to draw.
Our only discard so far. Do the 7 of Wealth to the Steward. And I will draw 1 card.
All right. So for the first time, I'm going to use one of the special abilities. I'm going to go ahead and play the Wizard.
So the Wizard, make 2 plays.
Right. So I will go ahead and play the 7 of Might on the Princess. And then I'm going to go ahead and play the... Yeah, I'm going to play an 11 on the Princess. Now, the 2 goes away, goes into the discard. And that is me. Now, I played the Wizard, so that goes back into the middle. The card stays. And now, I'm down to 2 cards, so that took a lot. So I think I choose to go ahead and draw a card. So now, if I get this over here... Now, 17 is a really big number. If I get that over there, game ends immediately.
Oh, yeah.
But unlikely to happen.
That's a legal thing within the rules of the game.
Yes.
I know how much you love when I go,
Uh-huh.
All right, I will send the steward off to bring me a little
2
more,
new cards.
a little more intrigue, a little more gossip. And I do feel compelled to respond. And I'll throw an 8 on the consort, a man of many masks. And at the end of my turn, I will draw a card.
All right. Well, I like what the steward brings to the table. So I think I'll go ahead and play an 8. The 7 goes away. That'll come here, and I do choose to draw.
Okay.
So what do y'all think so far? Because most of y'all have not heard of this, so that's intriguing to me.
I will... Ooh. It's interesting. It's interesting. It is interesting. Those are both good defensible positions, so I will... Ooh. Yeah, it's just annoying, isn't it? I will use this 2 to bring the charlatan into my confidence.
All right, I will go ahead and use the steward's power.
Draw 2.
Draw 2.
Pretty good.
Huh. Okay. Oh, we could. No. I'll go ahead and play the 4 on the sage. And the Sage allows you to take a discard, which, you know what? For right now, that's what's in the discard. This is all public knowledge.
Yeah,
so,
we can see it. We have it laid out. To
right,
the side
yeah.
of the
So
board.
have it like kind of, so to give you an idea there. All right. Yeah, we'll just keep it off screen. That's fine.
Yeah. We need to be able to
yes,
see it.
we do.
I think I will use the Charlatan to get rid of your card on the wizard. And then I will play my 6 to the wizard.
Okay.
Off to see the wizard and draw a card. Oh boy. It is a very funny imagining of this type of theme of just, we are all snowed into this castle, and we're just the little movers and shakers, fingers in the pie, stirring the pots, just sending little runners around to get gossip, and, you know.
Here we go. I'm going to use the Sage's special ability, which is to take a discard. I choose to take the 7 into my hand, and then as my play, I'll go ahead and play the 7 to then take that over, and the 2 goes bye-bye. It is your honor, sir.
It is, isn't it?
And I'm not worried about, like, there for a moment I was like, oh no, both of these are potentially, like, gettable because of the wizard's power, but even if he took those are still in the middle, so not too worried about that right now.
I believe I can use more than one power at a time.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a thinky tug of war. Like we said at the very beginning, at the outset, it's a riff, if you will, on Shotentoten, Battle Line, or what was the one?
Hanami Koji.
Yeah.
Which is in my favorite of that style, and this is very evocative of it. Oh boy!
And remember, you can outplay your own number to be able to pull it back to your side if that's a thing that you want to do.
Do I want to make such a move as to be worthy, or am I going to bide another turn?
Yeah.
You having the Charlatan is.
Yeah, the Charlatan's nice when pieces are in the middle.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I'm going to use the Fool, and I'm going.
So to come in underneath.
In addition, I think I might also use the Wizard.
Okay.
So one of my plays I can come underneath him, and then I'll have a second play. No, I'll hold on to the Wizard for now. I'm going to come underneath my own 8 with a 4.
Okay, so that pulls over to your side.
Consort. And I will draw.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, I think that's okay. But
We're chugging. We're not
you know what?
We're not quite into it yet.
I pass.
All right, would you like to draw 1 or 2?
2.
2, and then keep 1. Discard the other.
Discarding that.
Okay. I will use the Wizard's ability, and I will get 2 plays off. Play the first will be to bring the Charlatan back on side. You don't need to be bothering with my 17 sitting on the ruler. You leave that.
I think I waited too long on that.
You leave that well enough alone.
I am
and
displeased at this.
I will also bring the Lover to my side. And I'll draw a card. I probably should have done that last turn, but I felt like maybe you didn't have exactly what you needed. The suits make it tricky.
They do. They very much do.
Yeah. Classic vein of games that kind of tell you you can't always do everything. You have to make the best of what you have.
Debating where to play this card.
Just don't. Just throwing it out there.
I think this is the right idea. We'll go there. That goes away, and that comes over. Your honor, sir.
Yes.
Oh, and I will draw.
Seems smart.
Okay, well, that changes things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a patron, you not only get this playthrough tonight, but you also get Pax Penny to follow up about 7:30 tonight.
Game in a bag.
A Sacco game.
Sacco game. Yeah. Okay. I will use the Lover's ability to just sneak you on the Steward. So, playing this as my card for the Steward, and then with the Lover's ability, I may add a Devotion card.
So that's now a 9.
Puts me to a
higher
9.
than an 8.
To take that, and I'll draw one for the end of my turn.
Okay. I will go ahead and use the Wizard's ability to draw 2.
Wizard is 2 plays. The Steward is draw 2.
You are correct. I apologize. I will hold off. Although...
Still could if you wanted to.
Could. That is true. And you know what? Actually, I think we will. So the first one will be...
Playing over your own. Take the Sage. Sure. Second play. To the middle. Very good.
And I do... Now, just so to give you an idea on how many cards are left. Okay. And if I wasn't explicitly clear, I think I was, but whenever you boost, you must boost to the... Of the same color, the same suit.
Yes. I Steward
I saw.
2. Oh, it's so nice that you played that 5 to the consort. He's just not a fan.
So it's a 6.
So I'm boosting to a 6 to clear his card. My boost will go to the discard as well, and the consort, he back where he belongs.
Yep, you got it. And are you drawing?
Of course.
The distinct lack of land cards is somewhat frustrating.
Tough cookies.
Could do that. That actually makes sense. These are so frustrating to me that those are monster numbers. But I think what I will do is I will use the Sage's effect to be able to take from the discard the 8 of Wit.
I wonder where that's going.
I don't know. But it's going to go right here over to the Fool, which is a 10 temporarily. That comes over and the 2 goes away.
Back on this, are we?
Yep.
Do you want to draw?
I do, in fact, wish to draw, sir. Oh, that was good. That was good.
I'm in I'm going to play over myself on the lover. 8 over a 7.
Okay.
And I'll draw. And he will come to where he belongs. And I did draw. Right, because I drew that card, which is just what I wanted.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and use the Fool.
All right.
And let's unlock the ruler. Just a little old one. Just a little old one.
That's fine.
And I'll go ahead and draw. Okay.
Sure.
To be clear, I wanted to play it on the steward. And I did not, I know I didn't say, but there is no explicit hand size in this game. All right. Here we go again. All right.
No, you just keep drawing, but if you keep passing, you're just wasting time. Because again, the game runs out when the deck runs out.
Yep.
Which that's the end of winter, and we're released from this castle.
Well, I mean, I guess I could do that, couldn't I? Yeah, all right. I'm going to use the Knigget, the old knight, and...
Be sure.
That'd be 10 on the steward. And I can do that because the knight blew.
Okay. Would you like to draw?
Let me think about it. Yes.
You don't have to.
I do not. That is a fact.
Do you hear that in the middle distance? It's the sound of lutes. I'm going to overplay myself on my 9.
Uh-oh.
With a 10 and another 10.
That seems excessive. I'm just saying, that seems excessive.
It's the ruler. You're going to do it a little bit?
Okay, well, that happened. Well, we'll go ahead and use the steward to draw a couple.
Draw 2.
And then figure out what we want to do here. I mean, that works. All right. I'll go ahead and play the 6 over the 3 and go ahead and
get the knight back.
Get the knight back where he belongs, and I will draw. So the score is currently 6-9. 6 for me.
Those two.
There and that, and 9 for you,
me.
sir.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm going to draw 2. Keep 1. Your turn.
Okay, so you pass. Still got a little ways.
Yeah.
Not a long ways, but a little ways.
Bottom third, maybe? Bottom third?
All right, I'll go ahead and use the Knigget again. And the old knight comes in.
And stalls at the doorway. Heroically, of course. Heroically, of course.
Dramatic pause.
Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah. To go ahead and throw out a 13, which is higher than the 8 on the Fool.
Okay.
And I will draw. Yeah, he totally was a poser at the door, 100%.
That was... I'm going to draw 2, keep 1. You go right ahead.
Okay.
You go right ahead, sir.
Uh,
What do I need? What do I need of these 2? It's that.
I'll draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
Keep 1. I too shall pass.
Ah.
All right, let me look between these. What makes the most sense?
We live in strange times.
Yeah, that's the right answer. So, keeping the one on the right. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards left. Hey, what's up, Olivier?
I'm going to overplay myself on the consort. Back to his beloved masks. Who needs books?
Overrated. I will pass and draw 2. Just trying to accelerate things a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And let me look. Getting rid of... Done. Your honor, sir. There are 4 cards left. The game ends when the last card is drawn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will overplay your 9 with this 10. Bring Princess D back to the center.
Yes.
I will draw.
Okay. I will overplay my 9 with a 10 for the wizard.
Okay.
Yeah. And those go away.
Drawing.
That is a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, this is the only way to draw more than 2. It is currently 9-3. I am drawing. Done.
Okay. I'll draw 2 and end the game.
Oh, damn it! Why did I do that? Oh, come on!
There's a board for that.
Glory to Rome to me!
Yes!
Oh, all right. God
It was a leading
damn it.
question. I'm
I
almost
know.
sorry.
So, okay. So if I said no, what was your play?
If you had said no,
Yeah,
you're,
yeah. If I didn't draw.
Oh, I was going to draw. I was going to... I have no powers available to me. Okay, so...
I'm
just to
so
talk-
angry at myself.
Just to talk about the state of the board, I've been effectively locked out of actions for 4 turns.
Yeah.
I've had
A little closer. That's fine.
10 or less
There
in
you go, yeah.
coins.
Yeah.
I picked up this useless 1 of lands. Since I did my big play to get
Yeah.
this and bring him back on
Why
on
did I
side.
draw? Son of a...
That's for thrashing me as the sheriff in jest.
Yeah, all right, fair.
My play, if you had said no,
Yeah.
I can't beat this. I could now beat the wizard to bring him back to center, but you can underplay me with the fool provided you have at least 1 card of might or lands. Which, I don't know, I'm looking around, you might not. Maybe a lands? I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands there. I have 1, 6. You must have at least 1 or 2.
Why did I draw? I'm an idiot. So you wouldn't have really affected much.
Nope, I literally couldn't have.
So, yeah. So on my play, it was there,
Yep.
there.
Well,
Although I get why actually it would have just been that. Oh, that actually doesn't win it for me. Interesting.
Well, we would have tied. That would have made it 4.
Yeah, then okay, so then tiebreaker.
Well, hold on. Then you would have. So I would have drawn 1. You would have drawn 1. There still would have been 1 card in the deck, which means I would get 1 more turn.
That is true. So, hold on. Let's see. If tied, the player who controls the court member closest to the ruler. So you would have won. So it wouldn't have mattered. Oh, I'm an idiot. Why did I draw that card?
Just remember,
I'm blaming
everybody,
the sinus headache.
There's always 2 games to be played at every table. There's the one on the table and the one above the table. We played a lot of games. That was good.
That was clever. Look, okay, it's sponsored, but I mean, but seriously, I think it's a really clever riff on that, and it gives you enough manipulation to be able to.
You have to temper your resources, right? I made a couple big plays for the ruler to both block out anybody touching it, and then eventually to try to secure
lock it down.
To lock it down. I was so resource strapped, which resources being the cards. I was so resource strapped, I couldn't do anything. I had this blessed 6-4-1-3 in coins, which I couldn't get over your 10.
Oh,
for a while, I only had this.
You could get one. No, you could get to 10. You can't get over 10.
And you have to beat it.
And 10 and 10
until I drew this. Then it gave me the option to get over that.
Right.
Which is what have been my only play because the other 2 things I have are these.
That makes sense.
So I used all my resources just to make a couple big plays to lock this down, and then lock the fool down, and then kind of faff around a little bit, pulling me back off stuff, to then hammer a 20 in here.
Yes. So, my big mistake is totally just forgetting it. Look, it's obvious. But, the draw, I get that. But that it's a 3-point pivot. It's not a... a straight tug of war.
You sneaking that 7 under would have
just hurt you there, but not helped me per se. It helps me because 0 sum, but
in theory, maybe what you would have wanted to do that turn was Fool to play under and Wizard, and if you could maybe have taken this away from me, I don't remember exactly what you had, or maybe pull one of these cheap ones away that would have
then be able to. Now it's not tied.
4, 2, 3, 4.
5. Right, yeah. Yep. Ah, I'm an idiot. Good game, though. Yeah, that was fun.
Tiny little box imprint, like the size of my hand.
Which he has giant hands, keep that in mind. But yes.
Great.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with this. I'm excited to be able to sit down with Tom when when we are at the gathering of friends. To be able to, I want to pick his brain on what inspired him on this and stuff like that. And he runs the gamut, right, of the types of games that he designs. Could be 1846, it's Race for the Galaxy.
It's Roll and Race.
So it's pretty wide. Dice Realms, stuff like that. So, I'm looking forward to being able to sit down with him one day while we're there. So, cool. All right, so that is Winter Court. Certainly, the nice thing, kind of like what TK mentions, always respect games that respect my shelf space.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, it probably could have been a little bit of a smaller box to boot. But again, it's a deck of cards and a couple of tiles, right? And some pawns.
It lives in that exact box size of games we're mentioning, like a Battle Line or an Air, Land, and Sea, Hanami Koji.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of them on one of my little cubes in my shelf, and it's just all my 2-player stuff.
Yeah, it is really solid. And it takes up a little bit more space it's just long.
It's just long.
I mean, it's hand size for. But so you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cards wide, right?
Yeah.
But even so, honestly, if you're going to a restaurant, this might be a little big.
It's like a little much just because of the space it takes up, but like a pub with a table where you can do it with 4 of you, right? Or maybe 2 groups of 2, whatever you want to do. Absolutely, why not?
I think it works. So, cool. All right, that's a wrap. That is Winter Court. So, Kyle, thank you for doing this, sir. Big thanks to Jay and everybody over at Rio Grande for sponsoring the stream. Certainly appreciate it. And Jay, I'll see you at the gathering next month, or this month, in less than 2 weeks. Week and a half.
Next weekend.
Yeah. Wow, that's coming quick. That's a wrap. If you're a patron, hang out. We're going to be back with you in about half an hour.
Pax Pound.
If you're not, we'll see you tomorrow night, Shackleton Base. So I'm Edward.
Kyle.
All right, y'all have a good one. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.